Hello, my name is Merideth Ferrell. Welcome to Drawing Animals and Their Habitats. The materials that we'll be using today are bright paper, pencil, and colored pencils. And we'll be doing our drawing, lesson number 1, Fox Walking on the Land. We'll be doing it today in 4 steps: drawing the animal, drawing and designing the habitat where the animal lives in the woods, coloring the fox, adding color to the fox, and adding color, step number 4, to the habitat. Now, before we get started, I'd like you to do a little breathing exercise with me. Oh, wait a minute. Before we start breathing, I want to let you know that I'm a teaching artist with the Lane Arts Council, and the Lane Arts Council is funded by the Rotary Club of Eugene, the Eugene Education Foundation, and our very own 4J School District. Thank you so much. So, if you'd like to stand up and stretch your arms above your head. Take a deep breath in. Stretch those arms like you're going to reach the ceiling. Then exhale and lower your arms. This will get us ready for drawing. I'd like you to pat your head, pat your neck, pat your chest, pat your arm, pat your hand, pat your other arm, pat your hand, and lower. Now we are ready to draw. Moving my materials, getting my things ready. Very first thing, I would like you to watch me as I draw the shapes and the parts of the fox. First, we draw the head of the fox. Next, just like our parts that we patted that are connected to each other, we draw the shape of the neck connected to the head. Then we draw the shape of the fox's body as it's connected to the neck. Then we do the shape of the front leg as it's connected on the body. Next, the other front leg, front leg on one side, one front leg on the other side, and the back leg. Think of our fox as he's running through the woods. Big, strong leg muscles. One on one side, one on the other. And then think about our tail as it's connected to the body. Now, those are the only things we're going to do right now. So I'd like you to do the same. It is your turn to draw. First, do the head. Then do the neck. Connect it to the head. Then draw the big shape of the body. Connect it to the neck. Then draw your front leg with its leg muscle. One on one side, one on the other. And the big back leg muscle for a fox to run through the woods. One on one side, one on the other. And then the tail as it's connected to the body. Now, watch me as I add the details. First, we just did the body parts. Now we're going to do the details of the fox's ears. One on one side of the head, one on the other. The eyes. Our fox has turned its head to look at us. Eyes in the middle. The muzzle that goes down the fox's head. The big nose connected to the end of the muzzle. The mouth underneath the nose. And the last thing, the paws connected to the legs. Our fox can't be walking on the land without its paws. All 4 paws connected to the legs. Okay, now it's your turn to draw. Go ahead on your paper, and now is the time to do those details. The fox's ears. The fox's eyes looking at us right in the middle of its head. The muzzle as it goes down the head. The big nose connected to the end of the muzzle. The mouth underneath the nose. Almost looks like a big smile. Here's another detail you can add. The wonderful fluffy little parts of fur on the fox's head. And the final thing, the paws. So our fox can walk on the land. One paw connected to each leg. Hey, that looks pretty good. Now we are ready for step 2. Step 2 is adding the habitat. And habitat is where the animal lives in nature. So, watch me as I think about where our fox lives in the woods. First, I'm going to draw some grass that it's walking on. We see grass blades growing up. Then I'm going to think about where the fox lives in the woods, and behind my fox will be a tree growing. There's the tree trunk. And it lives in the Pacific Northwest where we do, so there's a Douglas fir tree. Now we're not seeing the whole tree. Our fox is down here and the tree's way up above. So we see the trunk and part of our Douglas fir tree. Now, here's another tree. Here's a big tree trunk with grass on the bottom. And again, we'll draw the Douglas fir branches, like pine branches that grow down in our woods. Now, it's very important. Our fox needs something to drink. So here comes a stream. A beautiful stream where our fox can get all the water it needs to drink and be healthy. That's fun to draw. And here's the edge of the woods behind the trees. Okay, now it's your turn to draw. Now we are designing the habitat, so you think of where you, as the artist, want to put all the things in your fox's habitat. Think about the grass. Oh, look, my fox has even stepped on some grass blades as it's walking. Think about where you're going to put your big trees that grow in the woods. Here are the tree trunks. And the beautiful Douglas fir branches that reach down like a Christmas tree. And it's the woods, so there's more than one tree. Here's another tree. Big tree trunk with grass growing on the bottom. Think about your evergreen tree. Big branches. And it's so important, the stream. It's so much fun to draw as the stream winds and meanders through the woods with water for our fox to drink. Look at that water just flowing right down. And here's where the land might be, behind the trees. Terrific. Hey, we're doing great. Now, watch me as I work on our step number 3. We have our drawing. We have our fox with all its shapes and all its parts connected. We have its habitat, where it lives in the woods with the tree trunks, the trees, the stream, and the land. So I'm going to take my orange pencil and I'm going to start right here at the top of the muzzle of my fox. I think I'll use red. I'll be using red and orange. And I'm going to think about that fur that grows up my fox's head. Look at that. I'm getting all the beautiful fur using strokes that are short, like the shortness of the fur that grows up the fox's head. There's the red, and here's the orange. It's fun to use 2 colors and put 2 colors on top of each other. And here's orange on my ears. Now, an important thing about drawing the fox and adding color to the fox is to think about how that fur grows. So I'm coloring the fur as it grows down the neck. And then I'm coloring the fur as it grows down the back. Isn't that a fun way to do it? Think of each part that you drew and think how each of those parts you color their shapes just as you drew them. Look at that fur growing down the back of the fox and around its tummy. Oh, here's fun. Draw down the tail. Look at that fur growing down the fox's tail. Now that is a really fun way to add the color to each part, just as we drew them. So here's some orange growing down the neck. Orange growing down the back of the fox. around its tummy, down its tail. Now, doesn't that look furry? Now, again, we'll do the legs the same way. Think about the color going down the leg on that beautiful leg muscle and down the leg, just the way we started drawing each part and where it's connected to the body. We start coloring the same way, connecting that body part and coloring from where it connects to the body. Now this is fun. I'm going to take my black pencil because I know that foxes have black legs. So right on top of that red color, I'm going to add some black fur and make the paws black as well. And I'll do the same thing to this leg and this leg. Now, if we go up here to the face, we can use the same black pencil to use the black nose on the fox. Fun details. I'm going to leave the tip of the tail white and leave white patches on the chest of the fox. And now it is your turn to color. Thank you for watching me and being so patient. Take your red, draw that fur as it grows up from the muzzle, around the eyes, and down the neck that's connected to the head. And across the back. And around the tummy. Now, remember how I used 2 colors? You can add 2 colors to your drawing as well. The orange. Oh, I'll put a little orange on this muzzle too. Orange down the neck. Think of all that beautiful thick fur. Orange down the back. Look at those long strokes as the fur grows down your fox's back. I'm so glad you're able to add color to your fox right now. Now, since our fox is the most important part of our drawing, it's fine to take a little extra time Don't forget the beautiful black that grows on the fur of fox's legs. And the paws. I actually got to see a live fox at the West Coast Animal Park. I got to be right there with the fox, looking right at it. It was so beautiful. What a beautiful animal. Now think about how you would do the nose black, how you might even add more black to the eyes, make those fox's eyes really stand out. Let's see, I'm going to add a couple of whiskers, 3 whiskers to my fox. Now, the last part of our lesson today will be to add color to the habitat. So, I would like you to watch me as I add color to the habitat, because we are going to add textures. I love that. Textures, how things feel. Now, we thought about the fur and how the fur might feel on our fox. So we're going to color things with texture the way they might feel to the touch. So I'm going to do short color strokes for the bunchy grass that grows on the ground. Look at this, up and down, short strokes for the bunchy grass that grows on the ground. Now, with my brown, I'm going to color a whole different way with the tree trunk. Tree trunks are very rough, so I'm going to add color as it grows down the tree trunk, longer strokes, and look at this, I'm adding dark and light and dark and light and dark and light to show that rough texture of the tree bark. Now, isn't that a cool technique? So, growing up from the top of the tree trunk, I'm doing dark and light and dark and light and dark and light to show that rough texture when you run your hand over a tree trunk. The bark is all rough. Now, my most favorite part is to show the difference between the short bunchy strokes of the grass, the longer strokes, light and dark with the rough texture on the bark, and beautiful long flowing strokes of blue in the stream. Look at this, just the way you drew the stream, you can color the stream. Big, long, beautiful strokes. Now, it's your turn to color the habitat. You can start with the grass, nice and bunchy. Look at that grass growing on the tree trunk, under the tree trunk. Grass that might grow by the stream, short and bunchy. And you can add lots more grass later on after our lesson is over today. You can use that fun stroke I just showed you with the tree trunks. Longer strokes, nice and dark and light and dark and light and dark. Look how rough that texture looks. Try it on this tree. Dark and light. Up and down, dark and light. Looking pretty rough, isn't it? Now, my absolute favorite part, of course, go ahead when you're ready and color your stream. Look at that, with water flowing down. Look at that blue, following nice smooth lines of the stream. That looks totally smooth. We've got fur texture, bunchy grass texture, rough texture on the bark, and smooth water texture as we color down the stream. Now, I might even want to think of how I can color the branches of the tree. So now you are coloring too, so you can get your green and follow along with me. Look at this. Look at those big, long branches. I'm going the whole length of those branches. Look at that. With your green pencil right now, go ahead and color your branches. Isn't that a fun way to color up and down the whole length of the tree branches? Up and down the whole branch. They're sure looking like evergreen trees out in the woods, aren't they? Okay, well, our lesson is just about over for today. So I'd like us to do a little breathing and stretching because this will help you as you go along. Raise up your arms. Take a big breath in. Lower your arms and breathe out. Now, look at your drawing. You are the artist, and you get to decide what you want to add next. Now, you'll definitely want to do things just the way you like them because you are the artist. A suggestion might be to color more of the grass. Or you even might want to add a mountain. There might be some rocks in the stream. Or how about our little fox has just stepped into the water and has water droplets coming off its paw. So I really want you to enjoy your drawing. Add what you think is important to you, the artist. And I would like to let you know that tomorrow, this is very fun, tomorrow we will have lesson number 2. Same time in the same place right here. And lesson number 2, parrot flying in the sky. And I will teach it in the same 4 steps. We will draw the parrot, draw and design the habitat, add color to the parrot, and add color to its habitat as it's flying in the sky. So thank you very much. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Happy drawing.